proof, living proof. It's pretty safe to say, God give it, God take it away. It's the worldwide American way. I'm living proof.
What's going on, team? Proof here. Today I'm coming at you with my last champion defense in my Sentinel challenge as of this date. And it's going against Blackrock, Brown Rock, whatever he went by at the time. And he was playing Deletors. So I was going to go ahead and hop into that one. And against Deletors, it's a really tough matchup for Spikes because Given will just bop us over top of the head. So we don't want to have to deal with that. Excuse me. So he chose the, let's see, I want to toss, so I went first. Or I want to toss and chose, bleh. What happened? I think I chose to go first. And, oh, my hand is awful. And going against Deletors, as I mentioned in my ARG video, when you're going first, you kind of want to weigh the options of giving them damage. And my hand was just pitiful. I chose not to grab anything because I totally missed on the Great Star. And as always, it goes right into your damage zone, right when you need it most. So I used my two Mecha Trainers to grab two PGs. And I hit a heal trigger, which is nice for me. So he deletes me, he has Given set up, and he just has the formations to bot me. I'm gonna get real lucky with the triggers there. Holy crap. And I was confused by Blackrock doing a shortcut. And he just he high rolls the Evo, and he has a double Given turn set up because he just had the setup, which is rough for me. And it's just amazing what the leaders can do when they have optimal formations come to them. And unfortunately, that just put my hand down, and I had like really nothing to do, so I just scooped from there. So really fast game, and it's kind of just what happens against the leaders when you brick and they have the setups for days. But I'll do it for this game. Let me transition to the next game, and I'll be right back. All right, back with game 2. I chose to start. Hopefully it'd be more competitive than the first one. So I have a 1, 2, and a 3. I kept the PG in my hand for obvious reasons of wanting not to die. And he hit the drown. And I chose to go ahead and give him the damage because I figure I can still get the 2 PGs I need, or 2 G guards I need to help survive his big Given turn. And keep my damage low by giving up the Mecha Instructor. By this time, I have seen the light of Dust and Mecha Instructor. So I put out a deck out there that could utilize both of them. I think this is before I fully figured out the deck and put it together. Deleted me with what is his name? Gray Gear. G-guard this one with the Gase here because it becomes a 25k shield. Put the Mecha in the tier back. I think I thought about taking this one to go to 5 damage. Linus that, and hopefully he didn't hit a stand trigger. Actually, no, this didn't use Dust. Thinking about it, because I didn't play Rise of Nova because I knew Delete would just negate the entirety of his stride skill, so I thought it'd be better to go with a Great Star centric build and build more aggression into it, or build more pieces into it to be able to utilize with Picaro. And knowing from his deck, he didn't play Lacus Karina, so I felt safer with my Picaro setup here. I was thinking the best way to utilize it, because with Picaro with 3 cards in hand after drive checks, I could still be able to do something with it. So I get the Blackguard, set up double Blackguard, and they're 21k columns. And then runner critical trigger just to set things up for me. And this is where the confusion came, because I knew he didn't play Lacus Karina, and I was just double checking it. And basically what happened here is usually the idea of disclosing deck lists is to make sure things don't change throughout the entirety of the challenge. And instead of doing the whole game loss type of thing, we just act like it didn't exist, and we just continued on from there. He chose a different G guard to use. So that's pretty much what this is going to amount to, because he changed up the deck for a team battle that he did on CFA. So I was fine with it because it was just a quick switch up. And then this is where I went to the instructor sequence to save myself a card in hand. So that was game 2. Transition once more, come back with the final game. Be right back. All right, game 3, and I think he chose to go first. And as I mentioned before, with him going first, my whole goal is to give him exactly 0 damage. So I rolled a 6k and I attacked unboosted so I can keep the card in my hand. And since he chose to be aggressive here, I could attack his rear guards freely, which is what I aim to do. And I also knew he didn't play the lock card, whichever one that when you delete, you lock a card. Or yeah, if your Vanguard's deleted, choose one of your opponent's Vanguard, or rear guard's gonna lock it. So I ride, grab my heel. Why'd I call you to the side? To filter? Okay. And then I was gonna give him 2 damage here. And my goal is trying to just have a repeat of the last game where I set up for good columns and set up for Picaro. Unfortunately, he had a crit on his his first set of drive checks. But Gase here will become a 35k guard. Wait, let's see. 10 plus 25, yeah, it become 35k, which is a 2 to pass. And I think here he's kind of just roll the dice on it. Then I was thinking of adding additional guard or rolling the dice on a 2 to pass. And I felt comfortable that he wouldn't hit it. And so I set up Agrius here with what I had. 4 counterblasts with Agrius is still pretty okay. Especially knowing that he had a 110k shield in his hand. Then bind those 3, call back 3, and then I have a Great Star in charge that could tag back and forth with the Blackguard. I think I was thinking of not calling to keep the side open for Mecha Instructor. And I took some time pondering here, especially because he hit that trigger there. That kind of thwarted what I wanted to do. So ponder, because what I could have done here is I could have, pretty much my only option would be to call that out, bind Great Star, call it back out, and then call out my Mayhem Tiger, because he had 4 cards in hand, and if I called it out in front of Frog here, I would have not had enough to hit over his 21k Vanguard plus what was in his hand. But at this moment in time, I had 5 cards in soul, and he had 4 cards in hand, so he needed a PG or a G guard to stop me. And I took a guess, took a read on his hand based on what I've seen, and he didn't have it. And so that would do it. I got fortunate that he didn't have the guard he needed, and I was able to squeak out a W against Deletors. So that'll do it for this tile defense. That put me 2-1 overall in my in my champion defenses. If you like the idea of the Sentinel challenge, you want to come participate, definitely check out my Discord server. Hopefully we get some more interest going. And yeah, that'll do it for me. And until next time, peace. Be easy.